see it now. Is it recording?
Yeah, I see the recording.
Okay. I'm not as nervous as I was yesterday. Yesterday, I was just like, I mean, it's I guess it's a good idea. And now I feel like I was like reviewing the reflections we did for Miss Mix junior year, and I was like, this is probably some stuff I should be talking about because junior year was stressful, and I was talking about all these different things and different issues happening, and I think since now I'm kind of like away from that, I'm more like, oh, I'm out of high school, I don't have to worry about these things anymore. Looking back, I'm like, maybe some people might benefit from my story and might benefit from what we as a school have gone through. So I'm not as, nervous or scared about it like I used to be.
Yeah, I'm glad about that. I definitely agree because I feel like our school story is like the story of a lot of other kids in like poor neighborhoods, and especially like during this time when a lot of people like being affected not just by the virus but by the protests and everything now. I definitely feel like a lot of people could connect. So I think that's a good thing. So are you gonna like take it kind of from the perspective of like the things that our school went through and like how people can push through that? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking about talking a bit about what our school and our students go through, because at NCIS, mostly for our senior class, like we always heard like, oh, good job, Yusura, good job, Thailand, good job, Zuzu. But I knew so many other people who were like doing even like better, amazing stuff that maybe wasn't academically related. And we go to an art school, but we don't really praise the arts that much. Like we have like this one dude, he's gonna like start a tattoo business, and he's like really good at drawing, and but no one really talks about that. Or Olivia, she was great on the speech and debate team, and she won a lot of awards. We don't also talk about that. Lewis Gordon, he is gonna be on CSU's cheerleading team, which is like one of the best in Colorado. And I think I kind of want to highlight that too, about all the how we don't get the recognition. And I feel like some of our students also don't believe that they deserve it. I know a lot of kids like post online like, haha, look at my trash art, or look at my, trash life. But they're doing amazing things and they don't even know that they are. And I think it would be nice to like show people that they deserve the accomplishments they have earned. They deserve like all these good things that are happening to them.
I think that that's a really good perspective to take it. Yeah, I definitely agree, and I feel like that's something that you can stick to because a lot of kids I feel like will also relate because there's like a lot of times they focus on like academics in school, but there's like other avenues, and not everybody's going to be good at like test taking or getting good grades, but everybody has their own talents, and so I definitely feel like that's a good perspective to take the speech from. Do you have like an idea of like when you want to try to do the speech?
I think I should be able to finish writing it today. And then I'm good to do it whenever, you guys are good to do it.
Okay, did you know, so would it just be me and you filming, or like who else, do you know who all Clark wanted to be involved?
I think it would just be me and you filming. Just we'll like give you the equipment and then we could like film it in my backyard or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And in my speech, I also want to talk about like this stress, like of how kids are always hearing that college prices are rising, rent prices are rising, but there's like really bad minimum wage, and there's that stress of trying to have everything figured out before like you leave high school, so that way you don't have to worry about all that stuff. Because that's something I also faced when I was junior year and senior year, worrying about, okay, would I afford college? And how about after college? Can I afford like living on my own? Can I afford doing all this other stuff? Because I remember when I had AP Geography, the AP teacher was like, you will retire way later than your parents would because of the economy and everything changing. So it'll be harder to make money. It'll be harder to, get up as your parents did. So that's something I want to address too.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's something I know a lot of young people can connect with because, especially like college kids too. And like, I feel like that will connect with a wide audience because people that are going into like the world will like value hearing that and understanding like what they're preparing to go into. And then a lot of people that are like living in it now definitely can connect with that because they see it firsthand, like how expensive it is to really pay for rent. Like I can connect with that myself because in Boulder, like I've been looking at apartments and it's like crazy expensive just to have like your own bedroom. So I'll be like sharing a tiny room with someone else just to like be able to afford it. So it's definitely something people can connect with. But yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at past prices for Denver, and it was like 1,900 for a studio apartment, and I'm like, what? Why? You know, I was like, maybe I'll take a little bit to move out because that's a lot of money for 1 month.
Yeah. It's definitely crazy. I know some people in Boulder that are willing to pay like 1,000, like 400 a month just like to have their own bedroom and bathroom, which is like crazy. Cause I'm paying like half the price. I like there's like a listing for 1,600 a month, and it's just like how can you afford that as a college student? You know, like I just don't understand. And like then you start to realize the privilege some people have in life because a lot of times you realize like a lot of these people their parents are probably paying for it because there's no way you can go to school full time and like maybe there is a way. Like I don't want to doubt people's hustle, but like it's very rare to be able to go to school full time and then be able to afford a $1,600 apartment. You know, so it's just makes you realize the privileges certain people have.
Yeah, and the one thing was like your how much you pay for your apartment should be 1/3 of your income, and I was like, well, if I try to move out and that's like 1,000 a month to just get an apartment, I have to be making like 3,000 a month, and realistically, that's not how much most people make. I'm in like part-time jobs, and my brother works part-time, and he makes like $1,000 a month, so I'm like, that just barely covers a room in Denver.
Exactly.
Okay. So me and Ariana, we already talked about my speech and the content what I'm thinking about doing. We talked about part of the speech talking about how people, college students and students graduating high school have this fear of what to do next with their lives. For example, we hear about like employment rates going down. We hear about like rent going up and not having the money to like afford rent. And then we talked about how Denver and Boulder are like really expensive. It costs like $1,300, $600 to just live in a bedroom apartment. We also talked about highlighting students that don't really get recognition at our school because our school doesn't recognize other students. Even though our school's an art school, there's a lot of talented kids who might not have a high GPA, but they're doing like amazing things outside of school. And also talking about deserving what you accomplished because a lot of people don't think they deserve what they have and don't think they are enough for that reward. So that's what we talked about a little bit.
I want to ask you a question, Yusura. How do you feel when, like, when Clark is like pumping you up, like, yeah, and like when the rest of us are like, "Go, Yusura," you know, like, how does that make you feel?
I think that makes me feel very happy and excited for life. It makes me like see a new perspective because I'm usually like, okay, I know that you guys are like very positive and think like positive things, and I always think of like what the worst situation can happen. Last year, the doctor diagnosed me with anxiety because I was having like a lot of issues and I couldn't eat and like my weight was going like down. I lost like 10 pounds in a span of like a couple months because I was worrying about the worst thing that could possibly happen. Even more if we're driving somewhere, I'm just like thinking, okay, what would happen in this car ride? Like, can we make it there safe? But with you guys like pumping me up, I'm like more excited. Like, okay, the world isn't like this horrible place. I mean, there's bad going on, but it's not all, bad,
Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, so do you want to, in your valedictorian speech, do you want to talk how did you guys already discuss about like how Mama Bird Media and like working with us just in the past month, like after high school, like you're gaining work experience, like intern. I don't really know how to call it, what to call it. Yeah, work experience, right? Like, um, do you want to incorporate that?
I think it'll be important to incorporate it. I think it'll make more sense on why I'm redoing the speech, and I could be like, I'm really doing the speech because my first one is it. I wasn't so proud of, but these amazing people from the Mama Bird Company have taught me all these amazing things. And then because I've learned from this company, even in this short amount of time, I've learned everything in high school, like all the bad habits and all the bad way of thinking. I've kind of unlearned in this small amount of time about not being enough or not deserving the accomplishments I've been given. So I think I can like integrate it into my speech without making it seem like a marketing thing, without making it seem like fire product right now. This is the only reason I'm doing the speech. Yeah.
Is there like a certain way that you wanted to like talk about it, like a certain order that you wanted to kind of like flow everything together? Do you have that in mind?
I kind of have something in mind of how I'm gonna organize it. But with the Mama Bird thing, I wanted to kind of float in and out of each paragraph before like actually like sticking to it, instead of just out of nowhere, bringing it up. So that way it's not, confusing. So it's just like something that just float. It's like there in each paragraph, but then at the end, it's like, here is what I'm doing right now, and here's how it's changed my life.
I really like that. How you're going to weave that together. I'm excited to listen to that. And then you could go off on like how you're going to change the world and like change your own life, make positive impact on you and your family, and how I can encourage others to make positive impact on their family, whether that's by going to college, activism, um, whatever ways you can think of. There's many ways, spreading love and light, that's an easy way to cause change and make positive impact on your family and on other people. It's the easiest way. Just spread joy.
I agree. I feel like this is really like it can connect with a lot of people, and like I said, like from a wide range of ages. And so I'm like glad that you're talking about the things that you're talking about. And especially seeing it's like a valedictorian speech is like you're going from one stage of life to another. And so I feel like it will not only just connect with your class, but other people as well.
I don't know if I should talk about the coronavirus in the speech, because that's like the biggest reason why I have to record a speech rather than being on stage, or if like to just leave that out and just give a normal speech, because maybe people are like tired of hearing about the coronavirus and just want a normal valedictorian speech instead of that.
I definitely see where you're coming from. I think you can talk about it because it is like happening still, but like don't focus on it just because like we all know like what the deal is with coronavirus at this point. But like you can definitely bring it up, especially as seeing as this is going to be like a memorable moment and everything. So like I think incorporating it would be helpful and talking about it, but like not focusing on it. Like don't make it the focus of your speech.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Ariana. It doesn't hurt to like mention it once. We all know, but this is we're living history. So I don't think anybody's gonna forget this year. But it doesn't hurt to mention it.
You can potentially bring it up when you're talking about I guess just like how it's impacting the economy even more, and like how like things are already expensive, but how like it's impacting it more, and like how things were bad before, but how like they're going to be after the virus and how they are now.
Yeah, I actually didn't think of that. I was like, maybe it's just like bringing the introduction, like, oh, we're here, coronavirus. But yeah, I think yeah, that would weave perfectly into the whole our economy and that fear. Because I feel like most seniors had like plans for the summer and had plans to build something up right after high school. But now since we have the coronavirus and all these things, there's more fear of okay, people are losing their jobs. How am I gonna find a job? How am I gonna afford college? Some people actually are pushing back, are not gonna not gonna start college until like another year, so that way they have so that way they are they can be financially there with the whole coronavirus thing. So I think yeah, I think I like the idea.
Yeah, overall, I think it's gonna be really good. And I'm just excited to film it and get it out there.
I wouldn't dive too deeply. Beefy, I'm trying to talk, ma'am. I wouldn't dive too deeply in the economy because like everybody knows that here. Everybody's living that right now, you know. Well, except us privileged, you know. But yeah, touch on it a little bit. But I definitely the way to get traction is by trying to keep a more like inspiring note, you know. Um, are you guys ready to move on to how we can get publicity for your speech? Yeah. Okay. So yesterday I realized that the only time people were going to share my post, I don't know how many times your guys' posts were shared. Yeah, how many times your posts were shared? But I think for me, the only time people shared my post was when I personally asked them to. Like my husband, I think my husband's the only one who shared it. I think it was Captain Alec too. But I didn't have to ask her. She's just awesome and supportive. I mean, maybe that's too not pathetic, but like too pushy or too like I don't know what the word is. I mean, it's good to like call in support from those close to you. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think we'll have much problem sharing my speech. I know there's like a lot of teachers and friends and students are like, I can't wait to hear your speech. I can't wait to like see the video you made. I remember when I was posting graduation photos, this girl who graduated from 2019, she's like, oh, do you have your speech? Like, can I see it? Can I share it? And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of, I don't know what happened to that, but I think we won't have much of a problem with that. And since it will be shorter too, more people will listen in.
Okay, that makes me excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say like since like the class of 2020 is so big and like with everything that happened, a lot of people are like very supportive of them and everything they're doing. So I definitely feel like it's gonna be a bit easier to share it. We could just try to like put it out there as much as we can, like with the Mumbert media post. We can just share it like on all of our accounts if you want us to, and yeah, just try to get it like across as many social media pages as possible.
And then Clark was saying that he has connections that he could get that shared on like news stations if you'd be comfortable with that. So yeah, I really in that case I don't think publicity will be too much of an issue.
Yeah, I don't think publicity would be much of an issue. Because like I think we have a lot of supportive people and teachers and students out there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.